child tells some dream, and then we notice that it's the mother or the father who is the monster for him. Then he can use this, this acting. So I think it's a good model to think about what is the semblant for the analysis in general. The analyst does not have to hide his acting or performing. He knows that actor is in the theater. He's not Hamlet, but we are aware of the fact that he is performing of this character. The semblant, says Lacan, has an effect because it is clear, and points out that the actor is not realistic, and the pathos is not up to him, but to the choir of the chorus. Likewise, the analyst's performance is not realistic, as it is intended to emphasize that he's showing something which is not him. This is important because acting is showing as that you're saying something as if you are not yourself. So think about this simple definition of acting. It's different from a narrator. A narrator tells a story, he or she did that, and so on. An actor says, I did. So, but this actor, he says, I, but as if he was someone else. Let's take this model for the analyst. Likewise, the analyst's performance is non-realistic, as it is intended to emphasize that he shows something which is not him. He should not even identify him with the patient, or cry with him, nor should he identify himself with the pathos of that the analysts attribute to his character, the father or the mother. So the pathos, the passion, the emotions, it's not for the analyst. Is that what Lacan says? To sum up, the analyst does not identify himself with the character that figures the big other. He does not mean to occupy the... But what does it mean to occupy the position of someone? Lacan answers in a very witty way. It means that the analyst must show how pitiful it is the fact that the neurotic had conjured the terror of desire. He employs the two terms of tragedy, pity and terror. He means, I'm going to repeat, it means that the analyst must not show how pitiful it is the fact that the neurotic had conjured the terror of desire. That means that the analyst must make the neurotic be face to face with the desire he had tried to avoid. So the terror of the tragedy for the neurotic is the terror to face his desire. So terror and pity are the two terms that Aristotle used to refer to cathartic effects produced by tragedy. Well, in opposition to naturalism and to the identification of the actor with the character, we find the defamiliarization or
defamiliarization.
Better said. Thank you. Defamiliarization. Defamiliarization. That's right. Or distancing or distancing affect of Bertolt Brecht, that in German is a very interesting signifier. Let me write down the signifier. Is fair, frem, dung, this is an N, Dung, affect. This distancing a character means, first of all, to remove from him everything that seems obvious and well known about him, and also to launch the amazement and curiosity over him. As Bornheim, Bertolt Brecht, comments, the actor does not disappear through the character. Besides showing up as an actor, he also shows the character itself. A simple method, says Brecht, of distancing is to make use of the mask. We see how this approach is close to Lacan's teaching as regards the semblant. Well, in Greek, the performance or of the actor is related to hypocrisy. From the new, so the actor is a hypocrite. A hypocrite. Well, from the New Testament onwards, the word took a pejorative connotation, as Jesus accused the religious people of that time of pretending to be what they were not, and called them hypocrites. As we know, the action of a character is a theatrical performance itself. That is to say, the actor speaks and acts as if he is someone else. So he is a hypocrite. In Greek, hypocrite means action. And the word is from hippo. Hippo means underneath the mask. And krinen, which means to separate, to decide, to judge, as with the actions, to criticize. So the hypocrite is the actor who criticizes and which is beneath the mask. So we see the separation of what is the actor criticizing and judging the character which is here. So this is the acting. So the acting shows the division between the player, the actor, and the character. And this is very important, this separation. No? According to Lacan, the theatrical semblant leads us to the analytic semblant under the mask. Let's apply this to the analyst. Under the mask, the actor-analyst decides, sorts out, and punctuates the patient text. And he can criticize this semblant as he is acting it. So, through his theatrical interpretation, the analyst gives voice and shows something that concerns the ones who are before him. That is how interpretation is related to semblant. He gives voice and gives body of a character. The introduction of the performance in the dimension of speech emphasizes that the fact of acting, of that, the act of speaking is also related to a semblant. Speaking is an act. And when you speak, you are always interpreting something. You can say, I'm cold, in many ways. I can say I'm cold because I am really cold. I'm cold. Okay, I'm cold. But if I can say I'm cold crying, I can say I'm cold screaming, I can say I'm cold in many ways. I am going to choose how I'm going to say I'm cold. I can say I'm cold to ask you, please give me, embrace me, or please say you love me, or please give me a coat, you know. So Think about that. Whenever you speak anything, you are interpreting something. You are in a semblance. If you are not only in your own room, autistically speaking, If you are in a social bond, when you speak to something, you are in the semblance. You are interpreting always something. Something. So, we cannot separate completely speaking than acting in the sense of theater. We are always acting. And when you speak, you are in a semblance because you are addressing yourself to an audience with some purpose, because you want something. There's always a purpose in addressing to someone, and the analyst must be aware of that. And he not only he must be aware of that, but he must use this as a strategy, So, as an actor. So, this is the aspect of Brecht's distancing effect, whose expression is used by Lacan. Lacan uses only once this expression of Brecht. He says that we must have a distance with truth, a big truth, We must take a distance with what is truth, and not be completely, as a clue with this is true or not truth, So we should not stick to the truth completely as the hysteric does, but differently we should keep it at a certain distance once the truth is somehow related to fiction. It is as the semblance of object way, I'm going to finish with this point, in theatrical terms, but it must be referred disposition to each analysis process. There is not a rule of how to do this semblance of object A. And one thing I think it is important to say is that it is, Lacan make it turn it ridiculous, the semblance of the analyst. So I think the analyst must be someone who is a little bit natural or someone. And so I make a semblance of the analyst. There's no semblance of the analyst. This is ridiculous. And he says, look at me at my television. His program, the television text and so on. Have you seen Lacan already? He's completely funny. He's an actor. And he says, I am a clown. Look at me. Just look at me. I am a clown. Just not, he says like that. Do it like myself, but not imitate me. I interpret this. Do it like myself. Use the strategy of that semblance. See how I can be a clown, an actor. So do it yourself as well.
And create your own style.
And create your own style, but you're not imitate me. And to be perfectly honest with you, we see many analysts with the semblance of Lacan. Have you seen? I have seen. Analysts with the semblance of Freudian, not very much. It's not very up to date, maybe. But to have a semblance of Lacan is more up to date. Well, the object A is not a character. But it must be inferred in each analysis. Thus, the analyst cannot always play the same role, whether it is a role of it is not the role of the father. It's something different. Along his work, the analyst must make it clear that this object does not concern to him, but to the analyst. The semblance must be crystal clear, as Lacan points out. Well, I think that there's a funny a funny example of this is a text by